and drive. 103.5 FM DFM. Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonade 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Guys, good evening, good afternoon. Yes, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out this book, Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi. Check it out on Amazon.com. Thank you. Stick around for the news, all right? You're up.
Ekene Maria Jutel na Grace Osebru Anonyeli Ede Ngozi n'etiti Ikporo niile ọ dịazị Ngozi bụ nwafọ gị Jesu.
Maria Jason nke Chukwu rebara ebe ndị nje arịrịọ kịta na amanọwa amen.
Nyaju odibo nwanyị nke Osebru ụwa
ka o rere m ka isi kwu.
Ekene Maria Ijutel na Grace Osebru Anonyeli Ede Ngozi n'etiti Ikporo niile ọ dịazị Ngozi bụ nwafọ gị Jesu.
Maria Jason nke Chukwu rebara ebe ndị nje arịrịọ kịta na amanọwa amen.
Okwu emela arụ Ekene Maria Ijutel na Grace Osebru Anonyeli Ede Ngozi n'etiti Ikporo niile ọ dịazị Ngozi bụ nwafọ gị bụ Jesu.
Maria Jason nke Chukwu rebara ebe ndị nje arịrịọ kịta na amanọwa amen.
Dọbara anyị ayọ ọnụ nke Chukwu dị asọ
anyị nweta ịnata nkwa nke Kristi.
ayịyọ anyị na-arịọ gị o Chukwu ka erinye Grace anyị n'ime obi anyị ka anyị bụ ndị anyị ji butere ozi ọma wee mara iwere arụ Kristi nwanyị site n'afọ ya na obi ya wee bata n'otito na mbilite n'ọnwụ ya site na Kristi dị nwere anyị. Amen. Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Eto dị n'isi na metụta na ebo niile ruo ebe ebe. Amen.
Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Eto dị n'isi na kịta na ebo niile ruo ebe ebe. Amen.
Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Eto dị n'isi na kịta na ebo niile ruo ebe ebe. Amen.
Ka mkpụrụ obi ndị niile kwere gara aga
site n'ekpere nke Chukwu ka ha zuru ike na ndokwa.
Ka mkpụrụ obi fa zuru ike na ndokwa.
Amen.
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụnụ.
Nọnyekwara mmụọ gị.
Ka Chineke dị ike niile gọzie ụnụ, Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Amen.
Ekpere a bịara gị site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnobi. Ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwotu Mmaduka Close, Umuru Nnobi, 081-4982-8254.
Ebonade FM, 24 hours of informative, educative, and entertainment programs. Can't stop, won't stop. On Ebonade 103.5 FM. Listen to news updates on Ebonade 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonade FM breaks the news with actualities.
And believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/gistfm.
Good evening and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM News Update. Today, Thursday, the 4th day of April 2024, and the time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Efanchuku Ekeze is my name. The headlines. Anambra, Nigerian Security Civil Defense calls anti-sit-at-home operation yielding positive results. Commandant, Abia to commence contributory pension scheme for civil servants. Two candidates announced winners of the election of Chairman AZU OGBUNIKE. Britain demands investigation into Israeli airstrike that killed aid workers. Now, details. Anambra, Nigerian Security Civil Defense calls anti-sit-at-home operation yielding positive results. Commandant, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps Anambra State Command says its anti-sit-at-home and confidence-building operation in Oka is yielding positive results. The commandant, Mr. Olatunde Maku, told the newsmen on Wednesday in Oka that the operations began on February 12th. Maku said, a critical aspect of our core mandate is the protection of lives and property and making the citizens to sleep with their two eyes closed. That is why Governor Chukwuma Soludo beckoned on us to help to protect bank facilities so that businesses can thrive on Mondays. We answered the clarion call, and you can see that the banks are now open for business on Mondays in Oka. The number of banks operating in Oka Metropolis is within the range of 25, including the Central Bank of Nigeria. Maku said that 3 banks opened for business in the first week of the operation. By the second week, the number grew to 7. On the third week, it is increased to 15. And by the fourth week, 20 banks opened, he said. To God be the glory. The operation is yielding positive results, he said. Abia to commence contributory pension scheme for civil servants. The Abia state government says it has concluded plans to start a pension contributory scheme (PCS) for civil servants. This was disclosed by OK Kanu, Commissioner for Information and Culture, on Tuesday after the State Executive Council meeting in Umuahia. Kanu said the goal is to give pensioners a sense of belonging. He stated that the government had issued a directive for all pensioners to be paid on the 28th of every month, like civil servants in the state. Kanu added that the government had directed that going forward, pensioners will be paid their monthly pension in full, as against half payment, which was usually the case in the past. According to him, the Ministry of Finance has set up a help desk to address issues arising from the pension arrears payment, such as persons whose names were skipped, among others. The state government has concluded plans to introduce a contributory pension scheme for Abia civil servants, Kanu said. Two candidates announced winners of the election of Chairman AZU OGBUNIKE for the benefit of those who were born after 1993 or those who were still young during the 1993 presidential election. Option A for electoral system, also referred to as open ballot system, is a method of voting whereby voters openly queue behind the picture of their profiled candidates in an election. This system was introduced by Professor Humphrey Mosu under the regime of former military President Ibrahim Babangida. This method of voting, when used in 1993 election, produced the fairest and freest elections in Nigeria's history. There was no rigging, no electoral malpractice, no ballot snatching, no shooting, etc. Above all, this is the least expensive method of voting as it does not require ballot papers, ballot boxes, etc. But the disadvantage of option A for electoral system is open for all to see, as enshrined in the constitution of AZU OGBUNIKE community. Option A4 proved to be more disastrous when some of its rules are overlooked. That's why two candidates were declared winners of the election of the youth chairman AZU OGBUNIKE by returning officers. Here is a report. Please take a listen.
In a situation where fairness in election is not adhered to in a community using option A for electoral system can cause confusion in an election to compare with a secret ballot electoral system where the candidates cannot tell who voted for or against them in an election. On Monday, the first day of April 2024, AZU OGBUNIKE community conducted an election for the position of chairman and his 10-man committee. The election, which is supposed to start by 10 o'clock a.m., was delayed and was disrupted due to disagreement, leading to the candidates and their supporters departing the arena to re-emerge and conduct the election in an option A for electoral system separately. One of the returning officers, as appointed by the community, Mr. Chukwudi Emeka Bright, explains the reason for the option A4.
I once interviewed me. I mentioned that the election was brought to turmoil by the faction that we are not agreeing for the election to be held. But on the instruction of the hierarchies, we came back. We all came back. The both factions came back, and the election started smoothly.
Okay.
And we have conducted a smooth election, free and fair. And we have the details of the results, which will be documented and reported as at when due to the appropriate portals. We're taking care of that because those important people was in the morning. This second coming, we didn't see much of them anymore. Yeah, because that in the morning time, that was what actually started the election from holding in the morning time. But this time that we came back, I think for some reason they have been advised and they have stepped out. They are no longer here. Strange faces are no longer here.
One of the candidates for the position of AZU OGBUNIKE chairman, Mr. Samuel Chinyeruka Nnaka, alleged that some elements on the election ground were imported from other neighboring communities such as Ogidi, Igboho, and others.
In our constitution, there is a provision that the constitution that we can do the election by option A4 or open secret ballot. So, but I believe it will still work out if the modalities from the returning officers is being adhered to. So, if it is adhered to, that they will be calling up one from families by families, so that those people got from other communities, because I am from Umuwesa family. If you are called Umuwesa family, and anybody that knows that you know from Umuwesa family, I'm not in.
Yes.
So that is the only way the election.
It is enshrined in the constitution of AZU OGBUNIKE that election could be conducted in an option A4 electoral system, a situation whereby a candidate stands and his supporters stand behind him to be counted. However, from his own observation, one of the candidates for chairman, AZU OGBUNIKE Nze Obibi, believes that the election was conducted properly and he was declared the winner. To the chaotic nature of the process of the election, one of the officers informed the candidates about an invitation from the DPO Ogidi police station to ensure that the disagreement does not escalate to violence.
Stating the situation, what we saw, how it happened in our prisons, then you invite you to the office.
At the end, the election was conducted separately as different returning officers, Mr. Chinedu Odibo and Mr. Chukwudi Emeka Bright, announced the different individuals as the winners of the election.
This is the office of the president. AZU OGBUNIKE. After a fierce contest, Mr. Emeka Nnaka 148. Chike Chiebu, absent. Then the president, Emeka Nnoka, 55. Ikechukwu Ogbunam, absent. Nora Ononko, absent. Nze Obiji Oneze, 235. Chief John.
From AZU OGBUNIKE, Martin Ifeanyi Ekeze.
Now we move over to the foreign scene. Britain demands investigation into Israeli airstrike that killed aid workers. Britain has called for an immediate investigation into an Israeli airstrike Monday on an aid convoy that killed 7 aid workers, including 3 British citizens in Gaza. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak rejected calls to suspend arms shipments to Israel amid mounting global anger over the attack. The bodies of 6 of the 7 victims were taken out of Gaza on Wednesday in a convoy of ambulances through the Rafah crossing into Egypt. The body of the 7th worker, a Palestinian driver, was turned over to his family for burial in Gaza. Monday's attack struck several vehicles being used by the World Central Kitchen charity. Video of the aftermath clearly showed the charity logo on the roof of a vehicle next to a gaping hole apparently caused by a missile. The 3 British victims were identified as 57-year-old John Chapman, 47-year-old James Kirby, and 33-year-old James Henderson. Sunak said he had spoken to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a phone call on Tuesday. The opposition Labour Party's shadow foreign secretary, David Lammy, said the government's legal advice on Israel's conduct in its war on Hamas must be published. This is where we draw the curtain on news update on Ebona Day 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Anambra, Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps anti-sit-at-home operation yielding positive results. Commandant, Abia to commence contributory pension scheme for civil servants. 2 candidates announced winners of the election of Chairman AZU OGBUNIKE. Britain demands investigation into Israeli airstrike that killed aid workers. You just listened to news update on Ebona 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifeanyi Ekeze. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
Listen to news updates on Ebona 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebona FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM.
The family of Chief Jim Martins Nwabeze and his lolo, Iyom Ochudo of Ugweze Village, Umudioka, Dudukoka local government area, cordially invites the general public to the conferment of chieftaincy title as Ishe Akubudike I of Umudioka by His Royal Highness Igwe Raphael Chukura Ezedioka, the second of Umudioka, in Yazin with Onowu High Chief Ben Amota and Igwe in council on Saturday, 6th April 2024 by 2 p.m. at Igwe's Palace, Umudioka. Reception at Ishe Akubudike's Villa, Umudioka.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebona FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be, Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community, Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifeanyi number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebona 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Ebona the corner 24/7, 24/7.
Shay, one them say no more. Ebonyi na agbadata Igbo na Anambra State ka ị na-eje nwanne bụ n'ogwu jebe na Residency Hotels Leofin Ogidi nwanne adị na-eli emechi ọnụ ma ọ bụ ife dị mma nzo nwanne ife dị mma dị ya nwanne ije ebe bata na room arụ eju ọnụ ka oyi where you see luxuriously furnished rooms and suites dị mma nwanne banyego na their kitchen nwanne ebe a na-esi ife a na-ewemi aka sie ife ilisie ife ịdị uke ịbanyekwa na their outdoor arena where you can even have all types of events from wedding down to birthday party, even a very, very clean swimming pool of one Residency Hotels, Leofino Gidi, Ordina, a very serene and secured environment at kilometer 13, Old Onitsha Enugu Express Road. You can also call them for reservation on 081-40-933-512. Residency Hotels, Leofino Gidi. If I can ever not, one say no more.
Family is the foundation of the society. Now, the never 103.5 FM, wherever I got it,
Papa, Mama, na ụmụaka maka ịmata ihe gbasara ezinụlọ sonyelu classic lady.
Classic lady.
N'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5
FM. No girl dị mma ezinụlọ. Canada bịara gị every Tuesday na Friday, 3 to 4 p.m.
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share, right? Hit the subscribe button right here. Check out this book on Amazon.com. Pick up an ebook or shop by your space. Find quick, all right? Yeah.